What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the Alpha Mega Easter egg, and yes, you could do it solo. Now, the classic elixirs that you're going to want to bring is going to be anywhere but here, Temporal Gift, Aftertaste, and Arsenal Accelerant. Now, the perks that I highly recommend is going to be Quick Revive, Stamina, Dying Wish, and Witcher's Wail. I highly recommend the Path of Sorrows because you're going to need it for an Easter egg step. I highly recommend bringing the Wraith Fires because it's going to help a lot for a defense step. Now, if you have the spare elixirs, I highly recommend bringing anywhere but here, Raindrops, Fire Cell, and Undead Man Walking. If you have the spare talismans, I highly recommend bringing the Quick Revive Talisman or the level 3 Specialist Talisman. And before we get started with the Easter egg, make sure you do not have the Blood Wolf / Luna perk activated at all because it can bug out some steps of the Easter egg. So make sure you do not have this perk equipped. Now, for the first step of the Easter egg, we're going to go ahead and turn on the power. You're going to go past the Nuketown sign over here into this house over here to the right side and flip the switch on. And once you got the power on, go to the back of any house and then go down the bunker. Once you're down in the bunker, go to the generator room. Once you're inside the generator room, go to the center and you'll find this red screen. Interact with it to complete a lockdown. Once you're done with the lockdown, go ahead and make your way up to the surface. Once you're up to the surface in the main street area, you'll see a bunch of houses with the chimneys having glowing green smoke coming outside of it. What you're going to do now is you're going to find the ventilation system on the back side of the house, and you're going to hold your interact button to ventilate the system. You're going to do this to 4 houses to unlock Pack-a-Punch and to clear out the gas. Another thing to keep in mind while you're clearing out the gas, a bunch of extra zombies will spawn in, so a perfect time to use your Wraith Fire. Also, if you let go the interact button before it is cleared, the meter will go back down and the gas will still stay there. So please make sure you hold down the interact button long enough to clear the gas. And once you clear out the gas, like I said, the Pack-a-Punch will be unlocked. It'll be located in the beds area inside the bunker down over here to the right side. One thing to keep in mind while you're playing the game, periodically the gas will come back to one of the houses, so you're just gonna have to clear it out to unlock Pack-a-Punch once again. So just keep that in mind. Now we're gonna build the shield, and I'll show you all the part locations are right now. The first part is gonna be located inside the cul-de-sac over here to the left side against the green car. Turning around to your right, it's gonna be leaning against the bus right here, and the final part turning around to the right side of the red car over here to the pile of the furniture. The second part's gonna be located near spawn to the right side inside this orange house in front of these TV screens right here, and going upstairs to the far left of the second floor, it's gonna be located on these cabinets. Drop it down outside the window, going towards the garage. It'll be on the left side of these cabinets right here on the floor. For the final and third part for the shield, it's gonna be located down in the beds area inside the bunker. It's gonna be located to your left in front of this chair, and then turning around going towards this metal rack, it could be located on top of this rack, and then turning around going across the beds area on the other opposite side to the right in front of this dresser is the last third part location. Now we're gonna make our way back up to the surface to the greenhouse inside the cul-de-sac. Go upstairs, and this is where we're gonna be building the shield. Now we're gonna be building the teleporter, and here are the part locations. The first part's gonna be located in the backyard of the D house, located to the right side right here, and then going inside the house, it's gonna be located on the floor to the left side of the lab chair, and then going forward inside the house to the left side inside this locker. The second part's gonna be located inside the greenhouse immediately to your right as you enter, and then the second part location is gonna be located inside the kitchen to the right as you enter as well, and then you're gonna head upstairs all the way to the balcony, and it's gonna be located to the left in front of the wall right here. And for the third and final part for the teleporter, it's gonna be located to your left as soon as you enter the generator room. The second part location is gonna be straight across against the wall right here, and then turning around in front of the perk is the last third final part location. Now head inside the MPD room, and you're gonna build it on top of this crafting table right here. Now, if you have unlocked Pack-a-Punch and you have not yet end the round, you need to do so, because if you don't end the round, then you cannot continue with the Easter egg. So please end the round after you unlock Pack-a-Punch, and then go talk to Rushmore to the house to the right side as soon as you enter spawn. Now, after you're done talking to Rushmore, before we move on to the next step of the Easter egg, here's a long list of different codes you can put in the keypad on the left of him to activate certain things. One thing to keep in mind, do not activate the code 6662 or 3279 because you're going to use those later on in the Easter egg. Just keep those in mind. Other than that, you can use whatever other code is on this list. Now, once Rushmore is done talking, we're going to have to pick up 4 different codes around the map, and here are the locations. The first location is going to be located to your left on top of the table right here. It'll always be the same number, 7626. So write that down and put a number 1 right beside that number. The second code is going to be located inside the blue house across the street, and the first location is going to be straight across right here on top of this table. And the second location is going to be turning around, taking a right. It's going to be located on top of this table. And the third and final code location is going to be located in the second floor on top of this table, straight across over here. Now keep in mind this number changes every game that you play, so write down that number and put a 2 right beside it. Now head to the backyard, leaving the MPD room. If you take a right and then take a right going down the stairs, immediately as you enter the bottom part of the MPD room, you take a left and then melee this piece of paper, and this is where your third code is located. Now keep in mind this code changes every game that you play, but go ahead and jot down your code and put a 3 right beside it as well. Now once you exit the room the way that you came, go ahead and go across this wall and pick up the key on the key hook. Now head towards the cul-de-sac inside the yellow house at the second floor. If you go to this drawer and open it with the key, that is your 4th and final code. And yes, this code changes every game that you play, so jot down that code and put a number 4 right beside it. Now head to Rushmore, and you're going to use the keypad on the left side and punch in your codes in the right order that I told you to jot them down as. Every time you punch in a code, he'll say accepted, and then you're going to have 1 minute to punch in the next code or you will fail. So make sure you have 1 zombie left, or you freeze him with your Witcher's Wail or something to give you some time to put in the code. Now once you punch in your last code, go ahead and head to the cul-de-sac. Inside the red truck, you're going to go buy the Gavel Knuckles for the next step of the Easter egg. Now once you got the Gavel Knuckles, go ahead and go inside the bunker. Now we're going to have have to find a TV that's going to be turned on. And there's 4 different locations. I'll show you the locations right now. Also, I highly recommend turning on subtitles first before you do this step as well, because it's going to help you out tremendously. The first TV is going to be located in the diner over here to the left side. Then the second TV is going to be located in the beds area over here to the right side. And then the third location is going to be located in the beds area going across past pack-a-punch right here. And the fourth and final location is going to be located inside the lounge, and it's going to be located in front of the fireplace right here. Now, once you found your powered on TV, you're going to wait for a zombie to come. You're going to take it out with the gavel knuckles, thus turning on the TV. Now, as soon as the TV turns on, your subtitles should pop up, and it's going to give you 1 letter and 4 different numbers, and you're going to want to write down that first set of code that you got. Now, on your screen right now is a cheat sheet for the clock step. What you're going to do is compare your letters and your 4 numbers to one of these sets. For example, in my game, my letter was C0645. That compares to the set 5. Now, we're going to use this map, and we're going to go to building C, and then look for the clock inside and switch it to 645. Every time you interact with the clock, it goes up by 15 minutes. Every time you melee the clock, it goes up by an hour. So you're going to use your own set in your own game, and then you're going to go to the very first building and change the clock to the correct number. Now, if you're confused on which house is which on the map, you can go in front of the house and there'll be a mailbox that labels what house it is. Now, I'm going to show you where each clock is located in each house. For the C house, it's going to be located in the back right here against the wall. Also, once you put in your code for the C house, if you turn around, there is a locker that will be open now. Now you can pick up that free pack-a-punch weapon. For the D house, is straight in the back to the left against the wall right here. For the A house, it's going to be located in the second floor up the stairs to the left against the wall right here. For the F house, it's going to be located in the back left over here against the wall. For the E house, the clock is going to be located on the second floor up the stairs to the left against the wall right here. Now, once you punch in your code for the E house, go ahead and pick up your free Ray Gun Mark II. Now, in this map, you can build 4 different wonder weapon variants of the Ray Gun Mark II, but we're not going to show that in this video because honestly, all you need is 1 Ray Gun Mark II to complete this boss fight for each player, and every player can get one out of the box. Now, for the B house, the clock is going to be located on the second floor near the porch against the wall right here. Now, once you put your codes in the right order for each clock, you're going to see one at the very bottom that says blank. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go to that house and interact with the clock. Once you interact with the clock is going to start spinning and stop on a time. You're going to jot down that time and then put that time inside Rushmore's keypad. Now, once you put in this code, he's going to say, nope, I still don't trust you. Don't worry, you did the right thing. Now you're ready for the next step of the Easter egg. Now, once Rushmore is done talking, you go ahead and interact with him once again, and then you're going to start the first core value challenge. Now, to complete the first core value challenge, all you got to do is go down in the bunker and look for a red Nova 6 crawler. When you're running around, eventually it will spawn in. Just keep your eye out. Do not take him out because you have to lead him back into the D house up to this barrier. He'll climb up the stairs and you have completed this step. One thing to keep him note, if you do take him out on accident, you do have to end the round and interact with Rushmore once again to start this challenge back up. One tip I can give you while you are escorting the Nova 6 crawler, you can use your Ray Gun Mark II and aim at chest level to take out the rest of the zombies so you don't accidentally hit the Nova 6 crawler. Now, once you're ready for the second challenge, go ahead and interact with Rushmore to start the next challenge. Once you initiate this challenge, go to the backyard, go down the bunker, and then to your left, you'll find an Atom unit. Go ahead and interact with the Atom unit and go to the greenhouse in the cul-de-sac. Go down the bunker from the greenhouse and interact with this door. Once the Atom unit gets there, Marlton will be behind the door and he'll throw you a 115 canister. Go ahead and pick up that 115 canister, go inside the D house. Immediately to your right, you'll place the canister in here, and then you're ready for the third challenge. Now, to start the third challenge, all you're going to do is go interact with Rushmore, and then you're going to head to the cul-de-sac. Over here by the left side of the brew perk, you're going to find a placement to place down the teleporter that we built earlier. Place it down and then head to the power switch, and on the left side, you'll see another placement for the teleporter. Place that down as well. Now, once you get both teleporters down, on the left side of the second teleporter that you place down, there will be a server. Now, you're going to have to get a Nova 6 crawler that is an electric one, and you're going to have to stand in front of the server. As he shoots a electric ball at you, you're going to have to move to the side, and hopefully he hits the server. If he hits the server will pop out, and then you can collect it. And once you collect it, you need to go through the teleporter. Once you get teleported in front of the brew perk, go ahead and pull out your specials ability. It'll help you run even faster, and then you're going to place the server over here to the right side inside the E house. Now, once you get the server placed down in time, we can move on to the next step. Now, during this challenge, you have to be very quick to place down the server because you are timed during this. If you don't make it in time, that's okay. Just get another electric Nova 6 crawler, shoot the server, and replace it back down. You get as many tries as you want. You don't have to end the round. Just keep on trying it until you get it placed down. Now, if you're having a hard time getting a lightning Nova 6 crawler to spawn in, go to the back of the greenhouse or go to the back of the yellow house. They usually spawn on top of the roof or the balcony on these houses in the back. Now, like I said, once you get the server placed in, you're ready for the next step of this challenge. What you're gonna have to do is put brain rot on your weapon, and then you're gonna have to find 3 different paintings around the map. They spawn in the exact same locations every single time, and what you're gonna have to do is shoot a zombie and turn them in front of the painting, and then he'll rip the painting off, and then you're gonna have to jot down that code. The The first painting is going to be located in the upstairs of the greenhouse. The second painting is going to be located inside the lounge. And the third painting is going to be located inside the bed. Once you get all three codes, go back to Rushmore and to the keypad and place down the codes inside the keypad. It does not matter what order you place them in, just place them inside the keypad and click enter. Once you get all three codes placed down, you are ready for the fourth challenge. Go ahead and interact with Rushmore to initiate this challenge. Now what's going to happen is the power is going to be turned off, and then you're going to have to go flip switches down inside the bunker, and I'm going to let you know which ones to flip up or down. These are what the electrical panels look like. All you got to do is flip it up or down corresponding to the cheat sheet that is provided on screen right now. Just read what they say and then just flip the switches in the corresponding locations. Now it doesn't matter what order you flip these switches, as long as you flip the switches to the corresponding cheat sheet that you see right now. The diner switch is going to be located to the right side of the brew perk over here on the wall. The bed switch is going to be located to the right wall as soon as you enter the beds from the diner. The lounge switch is going to be located to the left side on the wall over here as you enter from the beds. The storage switch is going to be located behind Rushmore, going down the bunker stairs, taking a right and then taking another right as you enter the storage, and it's going to be along the wall right here. Now for the generator switch, as you enter the tunnel from the left side of the pack-a-punch, it'll be immediately to your right as you enter the generator room. Now for the solitary switch, it's going to be located on the right side of the wall as you enter the solitary room from the MPD room. Now once you flip the last switch, all the lights should turn green. If they did not turn green, one of the switches are in the wrong position. But once all the lights on the panel is turned green, go back to the original power switch and flipped it up to turn the power back on. But once the power switch is turned on, you're ready for the final challenge of the Easter egg. Now once you're ready to start this challenge, go ahead and interact with the computer, and this is how the challenge works. There's going to be 3 different mannequins scattered around the map that just spawned in. Their head is going to be slightly tilted to the side, and you're going to have to find the one with a blue wisp on it. What you're going to have to initially do is you're going to have to interact with it, and you're going to be stuck in a lockdown. This lockdown is a time lockdown, is not kill based, so all you have to do is survive the time. Now before you start this lockdown, I'm going to show you where all 6 locations are, and then I'll give you the best tip to survive the lockdown. The first location is going to be located in the backyard of the greenhouse to the right side. The second location is going to be behind the yellow house or alongside of this fence. The third one is going to be located in the C house over here to the left side where you picked up that pack-a-punch weapon earlier. The fourth one is going to be located inside the diner downstairs in the bunker over here to the right side in front of the bar. The fifth one is located inside the lounge going all the way up the stairs, then taking the stairs down and to your left side right by the fireplace. The sixth and final location is going to be located in the backyard of the D house right here. Now, as soon as you interact with the mannequin, like I said earlier, you'll be locked in a lockdown. And like I said, it is time-based, it is not kill-based. So all you have to do is survive. What I highly recommend is just train up the zombies. Don't kill any of them so they don't start spawning in more. The game is limited to the amount of zombies that will spawn in during the lockdown, so just keep them all trained up and then just survive it. It's only a minute-long lockdown. It's not super long. But once you finish the lockdown, go where the mannequin was, pick up the arm that it drops on the ground. Another 2 tips that I can give you as well is if you get swarmed during these lockdowns, you can also use anywhere but here, but you would have to go back to the previous location that we were just doing and redo it. Also, another tip that you could do, if you have your katana to level 2, you can just sit in a corner, jump, and then do your dash attack. If you're in mid-air when you do your dash attack, you won't go forward, and it's a great way to take out the swarm of zombies. But once you finish your 3 lockdowns and you pick up the left arm and the right arm and the head of the mannequin, go ahead and go to the top of the MPD room and place them on top of this mannequin. Once you place the parts, go to Rushmore and you're going to type in this code, 6662. Do not press enter until you see zombies start spawning in. What's going to happen when you activate this code is it's going to activate an undead man walking, and the undead man walking lasts longer than the normal elixir. Now, what you're going to have to do now while this is activated is find a blue orb. There are going to be 3 different locations, and here are the 3 different locations. The first location is going to be located in the second floor of the yellow house to the left inside this barrier. The second one's going to be located downstairs in the greenhouse over here to the left side inside the kitchen. The third and final location is going to be located inside the bed area over to the left side of the pack-a-punch inside the barrier right here. Now, once you find this blue orb, you need to follow it all the way back to the MPD room. Do not lose sight of this and do not leave the area of the orb. If you go even like 2 or 3 feet away from the orb, it could disappear and then you're going to have to end the round and restart this whole step all over again without your undead man walking trick. So please stay close to the orb as much as you possibly can. Now, say that you did mess up and you didn't stay close to it and you have to restart. You could also use this code 3279 to also do another undead man walking, but that's it. You only get 1 activation with both of these codes. But once the orb reaches the mannequin in the PD room, you could go to the boss fight now. I highly recommend getting your weapons upgraded, grabbing a new shield, and getting the monkey bombs out of the box if you can. Now, before we get to the boss fight, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Only a small percentage of my viewership is subscribed. If you are returning viewers or new viewers, don't forget to hit that sub button. It is completely free, and you can always change your mind to remove it later. But once you're prepared for the boss fight, go ahead and go to Rushmore, interact with the computer, and then head down inside the MPD room. Once inside the MPD room, everybody needs to go over to this computer and interact with it at the same time. What's going to happen is it's going to power on the generators in front of the MPD, and now you're going to have to collect souls. Also, to keep in mind, when you're down here doing the boss fight, the shield will be on the crafting bench where we built the teleporter earlier. It gets transferred down here once you start the boss fight. So if you ever need a shield, you can always come back to the MPD room and grab a new one. But once you collect enough souls, the avocado Avogadro will be released for the pyramid, and you're going to want to go through the tunnel that you came in to interact with the computer right over here to the right side, and you're going to have to wait for this door to open. Now, as soon as the door opens, go down the stairs and take a left, and then you'll find this pod right here. I highly recommend waiting till the Avogadro gets here before you activate this pod, because there is a time where if you activate it too early, you don't get enough souls, it could get shut down, and then you have to redo this part. So I highly recommend waiting till the Avogadro gets into the room, then activate it, and once you activate it, you have to collect enough souls. Now let's go over the Avogadro attack. So you can only do 3 different types of attacks. There's the one where he shoots a electric ball at you, there's the one where he dashes at you, and this one does a lot of damage, so be very careful about this one and make sure you try to get out of the way when he's dashing at you. And the third and final one is he can shock you, and then your gun will be inactivated for a couple of seconds. Now, this boss fight is really easy. All you gotta do is keep your distance away from the Avogadro, and if he ever gets close to you or you have to run past him, just shoot it with your ray gun, because it will stun him, or whatever weapon you have, it will stun him, and then you can just run past him. What I like to do for this boss fight is I like to keep him on the opposite side of an object, and I just keep him going back and forth chasing me, and I just take out the zombies that come after me at the same time. But once you fill up the canister, go ahead and pick up the max ammo and carpenter that will spawn in. Quickly leave this area, because if you don't, a lot of electricity is going to come down from the sprinkler system, and it's going to take you out. So please head down the stairs to the generator room, and then head to the beds room, and then go to the diner. Once inside the diner, you'll find another canister that you need to activate and fill it up with souls. This time you don't have to wait for the Avogadro to show up. You can just activate it and he'll spawn inside that room. Once you finish filling up that canister, a max ammo and a carpenter will spawn in. Leave the diner, go to the beds area, and then go to the lounge. Once you're inside the lounge, go ahead and activate the next canister here and fill up the souls for it as well. As you finish up the souls for it, a carpenter and a max ammo will spawn in, collect it, and then head to the beds area. Activate this canister right here, and what you're going to do now is going to fill up this last canister. Once you get the last canister filled up, you can go ahead and head into the generator room and then go to the solitary room. Once you're in the solitary room, go into the MPD room and wait for the Avogadro to get here. This is where you want to activate your katana or use whatever weapon you have at hand and shoot the Avogadro until he's in front of the MPD. Once he's in front of the door that he came out of, he will get sucked in. Once he gets sucked inside the MPD, go to the computer that you activated earlier to start the boss fight and interact with it to teleport him to transit. Once he's teleported to transit, go in front of the MPD, wait for the door to open, pick up the ether shard, and then you have completed the Alpha Omega Easter egg. Hope you guys enjoyed the Easter egg guide. Don't forget to drop a follow, and I'll catch you guys in the next Easter egg guide for Tagged or Toten. After I'm done with BO4, I'll be started working on World War II. Much love, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.